Greetings fellow YouTubers. In this video we're going to talk about how to make homemade Italian meatballs. Right now in this pot we got the spaghetti gravy that we made. Now this is a summer one, so it's very thin. This is more of a traditional one. And we're just having this as a slow simmer. And we're going to just let that go. Now what we're going to do here, we got in a bowl, we got some dehydrated parsley, dried parsley, and some Italian seasoning. Nothing special. We're still sticking with our off-grid scenario where we lost power, we have to cook. All right. We're also going to use one of my favorite cast iron frying pans my father gave me, so thank you, Dad. We're going to put this on and have it warm up. Remember, you don't want it too warm. You don't want it like red hot. You just want to have it as a medium heat. So while this is warming up, you can get started. We already got some fresh chopped basil, some chopped onions, and chopped garlic. So with this, we're going to drop in 2 pounds of ground beef. Now, we got some eggs. I prefer about 3 eggs. You might want to put 4 in there, depends. So we're going to just break these guys, drop them on. As you see, this is nothing difficult. I personally like breaking them on a flat surface, but you may not. Now, with that being said, I got these guys on there. Now, I want to just mix everything in. Now remember, this is all seasoning to taste. Now meanwhile, if you're wondering how hot your pan is, because that's been sitting for a while, you may want to throw a piece of garlic. And it looks like it's getting a little warm there, so no big deal, we still got time. And then you want to just mix everything in. Now, as you can see, it is messy. Now, if this is an off-grid scenario, we would actually have a warm thing of water with a damp towel so we can always wash our hands or wipe, at the very least, wipe them. Now, there's a little kick here. Now, what I want to do is I want to make a little, what I like to call a well, which is right here. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute. Alright, now our pan has gotten warmed. As you can see, our oil is a little bit too hot, so we're going to have to use this pot holder. Now you see it's smoking, that's not a good sign. So we want to slow it down a little bit more. Now, we're at the well, so what we're going to do now, we are going to take this, we're going to put a little bit of the tomato sauce in here. Not much. Just a couple spoonfuls for the moisture and the tomato. Then we're going to take the breadcrumbs and we're going to put them in. Once again, it's in the well here. And I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit more. Alright, sorry about that. We had to shift it around a little bit because it's just way too hot on this burner. So remember, this is our secondary burner. It's a little bit slower. So that being said, we're going to get back to mixing. And you just want to have it as a nice consistency, and with the tomato sauce coming in, it gives you just a nice little flavor, and it's going to be sealed in, and you'll see what I mean in a second. You don't have to have much in there, but just enough. Now, I personally don't like a lot of breadcrumbs in there. Your bread and egg is mainly to keep it together. So, once again, you have to kind of estimate it. There is no right and wrong. It just comes with feel. And remember, you want to make sure everything's even and mixed, just because you don't want to have, you know, when you bite into your meatball, a big chunk of bread or anything like that. And it's just why. Now with our frying pan, since it is warmed up and we got a nice consistency here, we're going to start with the meatballs. Once again, we're going to just have it. Now we got that oil in there. Now you want to take a little piece, about this much. You want to have it where it's just a little ball. And it's a little too soft still, so we're going to need a little bit more bread in there. Okay, it's much better. So what you're going to do now is going to make a little cup. Your meatball about that much, and then you're going to put it on your frying pan. Roll it around a little. Remember, you're making meatballs. Now, as you can see, it's not smoking. Just double check, see if it's still lit. It's still lit, so I want to maybe raise it up just a little. Now the name of the game here is just to brown them. Because they're going to be cooking in the gravy. Now what you want to do is brown it on all sides. Not burn it though. Now don't forget your gravy. You always want to stir this at least every now and then. Now as you can see, it's more on the watery, but that's gonna melt down, so just remember that. Now the little trick I learned is when you want to flip your your meatballs, just use your spoon, just flip it over just like that. I wish you guys could smell this. This smells awesome. Now remember, this is a new stove for me, so we're still trying to get used to it, find the idiosyncrasies of it. But like I said, right now we're just browning it. Remember to keep our gravy nice and stirred. Or some people like to call it sauce. Either one's correct. Depends on if you're from northern Italy or southern Italy. Now with the slow cooking with the cast iron, it just tastes so much better. And like I said, it's just a slow cook. This is definitely not breaking any speed barriers here. Alright, as you can see, like this one here is done. I'm going to just drop it right there in the sauce or the gravy. Now you're looking for a nice brownish coat, no pink, like that. And you just put it right in there. That needs a little bit more brown. Now the way this works is you just keep rotating these It's a little bit of an involved process, I admit it. Like, that looks very good right there. But remember, it's going to cook in the gravy. So what's going to happen now, I'm going to just keep these rotating. I'm going to push these off to the side. Meanwhile, I got some sausage. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to just take the sausage out of the package. Now, remember, you have to be very sanitary with this because this is a pork product. And we are done. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to continue cooking these guys. And then, as you can see, this is how we're going to do it. Just when they warm up, or I should say when they cook, excuse me, just drop it in. And as you can see right now, they're just kind of like floating in there. Just soaking up all that sauce. And that's going to be the same with the sausage. You're going to brown the sausage. Make sure it's brown on all sides. And then we're going to dump it in. When we get a little bit more room here, we'll make some more meatballs, put them in, fry them up, drop them in. Alright, we've finished frying up all the meatballs. As you can see, they're nice and brown. And we've dumped them in the sauce here. Now, with that being said, we got the pork going. Remember, we cooked them, we just browned them. So they're nice and seared. Now, a little thing here is, if you want to add a little bit different taste, you can either put chicken broth or beef broth in here. Give you a nice flavoring on top of that with all the meat. And right now, as you can see, it's bubbling. That's fine. Now, what we will do, we'll cover it, and we'll just crack the covering, like so. And we'll stir like once every 5-10 minutes. That way we have a nice sauce. Everything's just melting in together. Alright folks, now that our meatballs and sausage are already done, they've been sitting for a while cooking, just stewing. Now we have our gnocchis. Now these are Italian potato gnocchis. The big thing you have to remember with these guys, you have to pull them out quickly after they're boiling. That way they don't become lead sinkers. These are one of the type of deals that either you're going to be a hero or a zero. So we're going to drop them in hot boiling water. Help them out a little bit. You may want to stir a little. That'll keep them a little on the free. And now it's just a waiting game. In the meantime, what we're going to do now, we are going to take some of the sauce, gravy. That way when the gnocchis come up, they'll start sitting in there. Okay, they're starting to come up to the surface now. So all we got to do now, just use our strainer. Pick them up, scoop them out a little, put them in the gravy. And then just keep repeating the process. And then just put that right there for now. All you're going to do is just get it, swirl it around. We're going to just keep stacking them up. Now a nice potato gnocchi is supposed to be nice and soft and gooey. They're absolutely delicious. We'll let the sauce kick in. With that, we're ready. Thank you for watching and bon appetit.